If you are at the start of your push-up journey, there's a good chance you have heard of or learned something called the kneeling push-up, but forget it right now because it is a complete waste of your time.
Reason number one why the kneeling push-up is overrated. We want to look at core responsibility. In the plank position, we want our shoulders and our hips in line, nice and stable. So as we lower, our hips and shoulders come down together and then they rise together. When we eliminate the knee and lower the lower leg, we're now disengaging the hips and the quads. Therefore, our core responsibility starts to break.
The push-up is meant to be a full body move. That means abs are tight, mid-back is tight, glutes are tight, quads and hamstrings are tight as well. And once we're down on our knees, our quads literally can't be a part of the movement. That's not preparing you for the push-up the way you need to, so it's just not gonna get you to your goal. The second issue is it's just too easy. And because of that, you don't have the core responsibility, which we already talked about, but you can also get away with a lot of other flaws that won't work well when you try to do a real push-up. I've seen people get their hands out in front of their shoulders. When we do a push-up, we need our hands and our wrists directly below our shoulders, but you can get away with that on the kneeling push-up. And you can also get away with some lower body flaws too.
Yeah, it's almost like a seesaw where we're passing the weight back and forth, but over time, we're not actually building stimulus to force us to get stronger. And that leads us into our third reason why the kneeling push-up is overrated. It forces you to go into a two-step progression. We start on the knees, and then you're expected to be in a high plank on your toes. And that's just not how it works. You don't walk in the gym one day, lift 50 pounds, and then tomorrow you come in, and now you're lifting 100.
The mark of a good progression is that we can progress it slowly. So like Matt talked about, we're not gonna go into the gym and try to lift 50 pounds and go straight to 100. We're gonna go 50, 60, 70. If you look at the way we progress, say, a pull-up, we're gonna go from a really, really thick band that's gonna make the move easier to a lesser band, and we're gonna have a couple steps in there that will let us get where we need to go. So what we wanna do with the push-up is we wanna find a couple progressions that will give us multiple steps so that we don't have to go from our knees straight to a full push-up, but we can graduate step by step, and that's how you're gonna get your full push-up. In addition to that, our progressions are gonna help you if you can already do one push-up. We're gonna help you get a couple more reps out of that too. So let's get into it. Your first option, instead of the kneeling push-up, we're gonna go to something called the elevated push-up. All we're gonna do is we're gonna elevate our hands, and you can use anything. You can use anything from a Smith machine for this, or you can use boxes or a couch at home, but we're gonna start from a higher point. When you're doing that, you're able to maintain that good total body tension all the way from your shoulders through your feet, which is what we want and what we lose in a kneeling push-up. And we're still moving a little bit less load because our hands wind up higher. As you do this, you can just decrease the height of your elevation. As you lower that elevation, you get closer and closer to your standard push-up.
Yeah, and the second alternative, taking it to a negative push-up. So we can either start on elevation or on the floor in a high plank. And it's all about controlling yourself as slow as you possibly can while maintaining the right position from your shoulders to your hips to your ankles, right? That engaged full body tension. As we lower, we're building time under tension, creating stress on the body, forcing us to build strength.
Exactly, and what I love about the negative push-up is one of the challenges I see for a lot of beginners on push-ups is they have trouble really controlling their body, and they get nervous or they get really uncomfortable as they're going down, as their chest gets really close to the ground. They don't have control and they don't have confidence in that position. But when you're working through negatives, as we build time under tension and we spend all that time working on those negatives, we're gonna build confidence and we're gonna build the body control necessary eventually to drive up from the push-up. So I really, really love that as a progression. Your third option, and this is for the person who already can do a couple reps of push-ups, but if you don't feel confident enough to do that in a group class and you still want to hit your reps, the kneeling push-up is gonna be too easy for you. You're gonna be able to do 30 and 40 reps. You're working with so much less load than you are on your standard push-up. So our fix for you is we're gonna do something called rest pause method push-ups. So what we want you to do is, let's say you can do 3 to 4 push-ups at a time. Let's get 2 to 3 good push-ups. Then we'll come out of the position, take say 5 breaths or 5 seconds, then go right back into it and try to battle through another 1 to 2 push-ups. Take another 5 seconds, go right back into it, and repeat that until you've hit your reps. You'll really be working then on building strength and getting comfortable using that full push-up because the kneeling push-ups just weren't getting you anywhere. Any of those 3 options are much better than the kneeling push-up. If you actually want to do full push-ups, ditch the kneeling push-up and stick with the options we gave you.